you're the best likelihood that you're going to be a passable parent. Okay. Well, uh, you're saying in my ideal sort of government, and then asking me a personal question.
Do you have time for this? I want to. If you actually have a time frame, you have to get out of here.
No, I don't.
Otherwise, I was going to invite and just say host Quinn and throw you here. Okay.
Should we start over?
No, we're just continuing, and I'm just going to put Quinn where he.
Gonna find a trash can.
Yeah, I got a spot.
Okay. All right. Oh, right. This stuff.
And you can observe yourself in the monitor to tell where you are in the frame. I'm not allowed to do that.
Oh yeah. You don't know how horrible you look right now.
I like the purple.
Oh wow, that's cool. So you said I'm asking you about your ideal government, but then asking you a personal question.
Right. I don't necessarily think that I should be the person who defines how the government works, but
okay.
But my personal thing, yes, I think the people should be. I don't think we should be draconian and say, oh, you had a child the wrong way, we're going to take them from you. I believe that most people are capable of being adults. Maybe even some people who are really bad adults are made better adults by being parents.
Right.
So I don't want to try and rule so hard that I say, okay, you did the thing wrong, we're going to take your kid from you. But I can see maybe adding 2% to your taxes for the rest of your life.
Well, okay,
that's
so
a huge number eventually.
A slight penalization then.
It's big. It's just big, small over time.
Right.
But on your lifetime, it's big. Dent.
Yeah. So do you? I mean, even though you don't feel like you should be the one to decide all these things, do you have an ideal system of government, like a way that you'd like to see the world?
Holy cow! He opened up the can. I am filled with opinions. I think there are things like this where we could save the medical system and people from the cost of birth control by this very inexpensive plan that is reversible.
Yeah.
So it's filled with choice.
Easily reversible, unlike vasectomies.
Yes. Yeah. Extremely, an injection of a solvent, which I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming the solvent would be easier as an injection because the first stuff is thick and the second stuff is just a fluid.
Rather, an injection as opposed to what?
No, they'd both be injections. It's just that one is injecting something that's viscous and the other thing is injecting something that's essentially like water. So it would you just push the plunger and go in, that'd be it. The other one would be push the plunger at some sort of rate that doesn't explode the vas, and that's part of the training program for the technician.
Interesting.
But and I don't know that, I haven't looked at the details of that. It's in some.
Yeah, I'm interested. What's it called again? The acronym? Or is it an acronym?
I believe so, yeah. RISUG, RISUG. I've only ever seen it in capital letters with points after it.
But you don't know what it stands for? Okay. Ruining. That's where I stop. Okay. Well, you know what? This has been a cool SD. I think I have one more question actually. So
okay.
Like,
but you opened another door that I'm hoping to move forward on besides this one subject.
The ideal form of government? Door?
My influence over government.
Okay.
Emperor foil, okay?
Okay. Well, I'd love to go down that after, you did say that you wouldn't want to take someone's kids away for having kids the wrong way, because like that sometimes having kids make people better people, more responsible adults, whatever it might be. Is there any situation where kids should be taken away, in your opinion?
It's one of those slippery slope things because like right now there are many things that are in the public view that some people are adamant about and some people are have a difference of opinion. Wearing masks,
Right.
How we should treat certain people with different colored skins.
Colored kin.
Yeah. You know, even white people,
Right.
or I actually prefer to be referred to as, but
That you are.
but so lots of things, and we have seen, like with the women's Me Too movement, we have seen that public opinion can slip deeply into affecting people's lives.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't think the way I do, and I'm somehow feeling traumatized because of somebody who didn't think the way I did. And therefore, they should, whatever their talents are, whatever their commitment and dedication and service to society has been for their whole life, that should be wiped out.
Right. Yeah. Me Too is a crazy movement.
I think that most guys, whether they're willing to say it out in public or not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like there's so many who I think really deserved what came to them, and I think that the movement was altogether a good thing. Just imagining it, I feel like the pendulum maybe swung too far one
Yes.
way, and then
That's what we do, though.
Yeah, I guess that's what we have to do.
No, I don't agree that it's what we have to do. It is what humans habitually do. We see a thing that's too far in one direction and we go all the way past the center to the other direction.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So what this seems like a question that would take maybe a long time to answer, but you seemed interested in it. Like, what is your ideal form of government? If you're Emperor Foyle, how do you run things?
If I'm Emperor Foyle, I want to. I would get a whole slew of people to research different ways of doing things.
Okay.
Like I comprehend capital punishment, but if I'm in charge and I don't want to tell somebody else, this person acted enough out of line that we think we should kill them. I don't want to tell somebody else that they should kill them. Neither do I want to be the person who goes up and through some methodical thing where I'm really thinking it out, and the last part of it is me going bye-bye and clicking the button, and the enormous slab of steel comes down and splatters them. And then we have the.
So you don't want to kill anyone directly or indirectly, is what I'm hearing you say?
I'm not opposed to if somebody goes berserk and picks up a double bit axe and comes after my family, they will be dead.
Okay.
I have no doubt. I won't hesitate.
Right.
But in a methodical program of figuring out that they acted badly and coming down to a thing where they need to be taken out of society, I neither wish to have them killed nor have them sit in a prison cell for the rest of their life.
Okay.
Neither one seems.
What is the?
I don't know. So that's what I'm suggesting, is that I'd put a bunch of people together on figuring out how could we medicate them for long enough. Could we medicate them and somehow somehow re-educate them while they're out. For one thing, also that would reduce the cost.
Of prison
Right,
management.
because then you could store a bunch of people in a very small maintenance area
Right.
while you're reprogramming them, and perhaps even part of reprogramming is as the ruler, I can't get caught up in this, but just my thought is if we could, while reprogramming them psychologically, go through their system physically and fix anything that we can find that might be a limitation to them that they might be bitter about
Right.
in their life, so that when they come out the other side, they're thinking better and they're as close to
Normal.
premium, pristine health state.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds good. I mean, so it sounds like, I mean, just even beyond the specific issue, like you would just invest more money into like research and like think tanks.
I'm really against money.
Interesting. Okay. What could you elaborate? What do you
Well,
mean?
money begets the system of differences between people in class. Um, uh, Developing a sense that it's okay to do, this one little thing because I'm going to make more money, then leads to, well, if I can do this one little thing, then I can do this. And then your morality slowly evaporates in favor of wealth
Uh-huh.
and position over somebody else.
Right. So I'm curious, like, are class distinctions irrelevant or illusory to you? Like,
No, I comprehend them. I see them. I understand the psychological motivation behind the idea that I want to have my life be easier than the next guy's.
uh
But I think, in fact, I would prefer a society, at least a planetary society, that that shows everybody as actually being equal, and nobody having to be in a position of deciding. Uh, like I said, you opened a whole can of worms because
Right.
I have opinions about everything. Why are people terrorists? Because they don't have something that they think they're supposed to have. And
That could be a whole slew of things.
well, yeah, but they mainly, the place where people act out in a way that is abhorrent is because they don't feel like they have a choice. They need all that they can. The only way that they can get the attention of somebody else to go against the thing that is their plight is to do something that actually will get attention.
Right.
Going out and holding up a sign is what do they call it? Milk toast.
Yeah, the
It's-
word
Yeah,
MILQUE, toast.
I didn't know there was difference in spelling. I was just making the assumption that it referred to toast in milk, which is,
I thought there was a word milk, like milk. But anyways,
I could be wrong. I'm often wrong. Ask any of my girlfriends.
and boyfriend.
Yes.
If you could, so you want? I heard you saying that money, you're not a fan, essentially, for lack of better words on my part, and that you want the actual reality of equality amongst all people. How do you go about achieving that? Like,
It's basically, it's got to be over time. Asking me to take defend my idea by telling you exactly how I'm going to do it. I don't know. Get 100,000 people to work on it until they figure it out.
that's just the goal.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Do you think all positions are equal?
They are
Like
not
from
now.
doctors to janitors?
They're not now, but they could be. When you idealize that that everybody, and I realize I'm totally talking about something that sounds like communism. I'm not against communism. I'm just against people doing it, because every time people do it, they turn into murdering bastards that kill everybody who doesn't agree with them.
We need AI to do it.
I am much a fan of that.
It's
I'm
understandable.
also a fan of Skynet not coming down and killing off all the humans.
Right.
So
That could be a problem. Okay, so you think the only reason why maybe we view doctors as maybe above janitors is like an arbitrary idealization of doctors?
I think that we that
Time
is
to
not a boat sinking due to being under fire. Okay. Okay. No,
Oil's
wrong
getting
way.
called to war.
I'll have to check that later. Okay. And to go on airplane mode here so that
That's kind of
there
mean.
we go.
Okay, sweet. That lady from last time was here. Did she want to have a conversation?
No, she was just making sure that we had contact. We should want to make sure my
Oh, okay.
password. And so, Gigi, her name is Susan, Susan. And if you want, you can change titles. The fan of Thurgood Marshall video.
Hey, Kimberly.
It's just mine.
I'm back. Okay, sweet.
Okay.
I
Kind of
think
answer your position of how we do it. I think it takes a lot of steps over a lot of time with just a notion that we want to like the first step. Okay, how long has it been since we've considered the 40-hour week as standard?
I don't even know.
1940s, 1950s, something like that, maybe. It's
So
been a long time.
reducing that.
Yes, I have a plan. It's 30-hour week, and all if you have, I realize, especially because my own is different, but that not everybody is two people together as a couple with children. But
Yeah.
just based on that as the starting
The
point,
norm. Yeah.
if we have a mandate for all employers to do their best so that any two adults who are responsible for children will have opposing shifts so that they work 10 hours a day, 3 days a week, and it's somehow or other a mixture so that the two people are not working at the same time. Thereby putting a parent in the home at all times and allowing for at least one day a week where the
And
whole
see each
family
other.
can be together.
Right. You said 10 hours a week for
No,
each of
10
them?
hours a day, 3 days a week.
Oh, okay.
So 30 hours.
Okay.
So we're reducing from
3 and
40
3.
to 30 hours.
Right.
It means the unemployment can go down to close to zero
Uh-huh.
when we're at ideal. It means that more can get done in society. It means it does almost completely wipe out the childcare industry. But that is really, really hard on young couples starting out.
Right.
Having enough money to work and take care of their children is sometimes a choice of yay or nay.
Right. Yeah.
And then if it's nay, then they have to live in a low income neighborhood and commute, which makes their lives hellish.
Yeah.
So I want to get rid of that.
Right.
No offense to those people who do that, but just have.
I don't see how that's offensive, unless they love it.
Well, you're telling them the thing that they decided to do with their lives is no longer valid. So that seems a little offensive, but for the greater good, I would say do something else.
Okay.
I don't think it takes a huge amount of training to get there.
Right.
So retraining shouldn't be too hard.
Interesting.
But that's the first step. And
Does that, in your mind, eliminate any level of productivity that we have?
I don't believe so. I think it increases it
How so?
because the people who are working there full time, there's another adjustment that the people who are working less hours are going to get a little bit less money. So I need the employers to give a little bit more. But we kind of, at least in California, we already did that with the $15 an hour minimum wage.
Yeah.
So I think everybody could work it out, and we'd all be better off. I think another thing sort of similar to that is that we have systems in place to make sure that all companies working are fair to every other company.
Okay.
And
so eliminating
I think a lot of that ends up being a dumbing down of progress. So I want to see that as well as trying to be as fair as we can, a definite mandate on the part of all business to move forward as quickly as possible in relation to new technology coming out of university. I mean, it's fine if it's some genius comes out of nowhere and invents something, fine. But primarily, most of the tech is coming out of university. Tech in hardware, software, and chemistry, physics, whatever it is. All the new discoveries now they're taking 15, 20 years to get to full development.
Right.
And I think we could do it in 3 if we were really focused, in most cases. And with that, the more things that advance more quickly and are put into society, the more quickly everybody has a better quality of life.
Right.
So a better quality of life by working less hours, a better quality of life by making sure that somebody's around to take care of the children, a better upbringing of children, a better education for children, a better, more relaxed mentality for adults with or without children.
Yeah.
And over time, a lessening of hours, and as part of that tech increase, we're also going to have an increase in automation. It's just going to be the natural flow of things. So move towards automation as quickly as possible, and as the unemployment goes up, reduce the hours. Just keep doing that until we don't have people going to work. And when we don't have people going to work, then it'll all be a service. There will be people going to work because there'll be a service side,
right?
And it'll be volunteerism.
Wow.
And it'll be free education because if everything that's work is volunteer, then educate the heck out of the people who don't want to do those service jobs.
Yeah. I gotta say, I like your plan. I think it's the best possible way that we could move forward with, like automation and AI and all that kind of stuff. There's some pretty dystopian futures potentials with AI, I think. Skynet and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I really like your plan. I dig it. Thanks for talking with me.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, I'm gonna put these off.
Yeah, I've been wearing mine about 3 times as long as you have, and
indents in your ears.
Yes, I've been saving this.
Oh, you might grab a fresh one.
I rolled it up. It's moist enough, and I'm only wiping off with the part I didn't touch. I swear.